Magandang araw sa iyo, kabayan. This is Kachamp John P., Coach Jonathan of B Academy Training Hub for Entrepreneurship. I'd like to invite you to enroll in our online entrepreneurial masterclass wherein there are 4 things that I'd like to share with you bago ka magsimula magnegosyo. Una, paano gumawa ng entrepreneurial branding to create value for the product or service na naiisip mo. Number 2, how to create demand-driven marketing strategies so that you can attract and promote and position your products and service. And number 3, tinatawag kong strategic salespreneurship on how you're going to convert all your leads, all your inquiries into sales revenue. At syempre, number 4, how can you maintain and attract customer loyalty and customer experience. These 4 videos will be accessed by you online, anytime, anywhere, fully digital. All you have to do is enroll at www.coachjonathan.net/entrepmasterclass. And not only that, I'm going to give you a copy of the ebook, yung Seesaw Sell, 5 killer instinct mindsets for you to sell and win more in this new norm. So, libre ng ebook. And what's good is you can be certified. I'm going to give you assessments for each and every course that you take. So 4 courses in one. It's called the Online Entrepreneurial Masterclass. Maraming salamat and I'll see you in class. God bless you. All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Philippines. Again, I'm your Professor Jonathan of Planet 63 Philippines, broadcasting live here from the Philippines, of course, from the USA. So good afternoon to all our kababayans and to all watching the 6th episode. Wow, partner, we are on our 6th episode right now. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you once again, and I will never get weary and tired introducing my partner all the way from California. Let's all welcome the founder and the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of Planet 63 USA, none other than Mr. Ferdinand Bong Soriano. Good morning, Bong. Good morning, America.
Jonathan, sure you won't get tired of me now, so introducing me. After a while, maybe. Anyway, hi, Jonathan. Good evening. Good evening, everyone in the US, and magandang umaga ho sa inyong lahat in the Philippines. Welcome to the Planet 63 show, everyone. I can't start the show, of course, without asking, what's going on in the Philippines. You got to give me some tidbit, what's going on. I mean, there were last week, there was a typhoon.
A typhoon, right?
Yeah, what was happening now?
Well, there was a typhoon last week, right? And there's another typhoon coming in this week. That's why a lot of events right now are still, canceled. But you know what, Ferdinand, at the end of the day, we are Filipinos, right? We are Filipinos. Now, in Tagalog, it's called Pilipino. These are 2 words, pinili at pinipino. So we are chosen, and we will always be aligned.
Well, you had a weather storm there, but as you know, we had a storm here of another kind, right?
Correct. How was it? So how's the election? A good thing that there was a relief, because I'm also watching almost all the debates, and politics will always be politics, but good thing that we are on the private side of really just support, and the best is yet to come for each one of us. Plan 63.
I know people will ask me, right? But no, I'm not going to touch that. All I can tell you that obviously things have changed, and it's been the best word and confident I could say, at least in my opinion, it's been entertaining, among other things. So we'll leave it at that, okay? All right.
Ferdinand, before you move forward, our first audience, you won't believe it, is our trade commissioner, right? Joji Dinsay. I think you know him, Sir Joji. Yeah.
Hi, Joji. So you appreciate it.
Yeah, he's watching right now. Our trade commissioner from South Korea of the Department of Trade and Industry, or the Philippine Trade and Investment Center. Because this coming November 15th, so that's gonna be Sunday, I'll be doing a talk also on learn to earn from home to all our kababayans in the South Korea, which pretty much Planet 63 is also being watched, like in Asia, in fact in the Middle East, of course, and some other parts of North America as well.
Well, we're reaching those people, and hopefully we can try to give them some value. So, with that
And
being
this is
said,
the
I just
sixth
want to say,
episode.
what was that? I
Yeah.
know we're in the sixth episode. It's
We're in the sixth
crazy.
episode. Yeah.
So, okay, well, hello everyone. We are back, and we're ready to bring value to our guests and have fun doing it. Our show is about making local U.S. and Philippine products become global. My name is Ferdinand Soriano, everyone. I'm from Planet 63, United States, and I'm so glad that you can join us again. And for those viewing us, our show for the first time, you will definitely discover something new. And as always, we will be
Right.
introducing two guests and their products that are relevant to the U.S. market and the Philippine market. I want to ask everyone this question, Jonathan. Now, for those
Sure.
watching, do you need a product for your online business? If you are, stick around. Are you in charge of purchasing, sourcing products for your company? If the answer is yes on both, I think we might have something for you today, guys. Stay tuned for our first
Right.
guest. They are a US-based supplemental education company focused on technological and entrepreneurial skills. Please stay tuned for the co-founder of Kids That Code, Alfonso Anaya.
All right,
Hello again,
Ferdinand, we're
everyone.
back. We're back with Alfonso Anaya of Kids That Code. How are you there, Mr. Alfonso Anaya from
Oh, I'm.
the USA?
Oh yeah, doing well, Professor Jonathan and Ferdinand. Good to be with you too.
Well, let me go ahead and introduce you, so this way they will be totally impressed, just as I was when I first met you, Mr. Anaya. Let me tell them a little bit about your company, Alfonso. The company is in Southern California. And the name of the company is called Kids That Code. It's a supplemental educational company in which children are introduced to a wide variety of technological and entrepreneurial skills, including computer programming, idea generation, game design, project management, mobile app development, and much, much more. And to talk about the company, and I'm really impressed of the company because of what it's doing and it's how it's relevant to the youth, especially people who are into gaming, not just playing games but actually creating the game. So let me talk to you about the co-founder of Kids That Code. He is an experienced program director with a demonstrated history of working in education, management, nonprofit organizations, business planning, analytical skills, corporate training, coaching, and entrepreneurial. He's an adjunct instructor for Cal State University San Bernardino, a business and tech consultant. He has worked for major corporations like Raytheon in Southern California. Please welcome our newfound friend, Mr. Alfonso Anaya. Hey, Alfonso, finally, we get to talk a little, finally get to talk to you, my friend.
Yes, we finally did get to talk.
Well, we started this conversation because I really believe that the services that you provide, the courses that you teach is relevant, especially these days because of what's happening with the pandemic. When you take, I'm sure that you were thinking about offering these courses online, but it's been accelerated because of what's happening with COVID, right? And more than ever, it's relevant because you get into the gaming world. And for all those gamers that are watching this right now, it's not about just playing. What he actually teaches you is how to actually make the games, among other things. So with that being said, tell us a little bit about you as well as the company and how relevant it is to the youth of today.
Oh, definitely. So, what you said about the pandemic is very true. Kids That Code traditionally taught in the classroom. So we've had after school programs at local elementary schools. We do weekend workshops at colleges and universities. And we also do like summer camps, winter camps, spring break camps at colleges and universities also. So when the pandemic hit, it did bring us to a grinding halt because we could no longer meet in person. As you had mentioned, Ferdinand, is we were thinking about moving a lot of our content online because we wanted to reach a larger audience. And we were forced to do that with this pandemic. So with that said, we have now developed content, and we do have our learning management system that is now accessible to anyone, whether you're in the United States or abroad. So just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I attended the University of Southern California, USC, in Los Angeles, and I got my bachelor's degree in computer science. I worked as a software engineer at Raytheon, developing systems for Air Force and Navy fighter jets. And I then started looking at how difficult that subject is. When I was studying computer science, we had about a 50% dropout rate. So either students were dropping out or they were changing their major because it was very, very difficult. We had to study not only physics and chemistry and calculus, but programming as well. And it became quite a challenge. And so we started thinking, we need to make this more accessible because statistics showed way back, looking at 2013, 2014, that by the time we hit 2020, which is now, there would be 1.4 million jobs in tech, specifically computer programming in the United States, but we would only have about 400,000 qualified applicants. So we saw this huge gap of knowledge, right? And having those technical skills. And that's where Kids That Code was founded. It was founded in the classroom during graduate studies at Cal State San Bernardino. And studying for my master's degree in entrepreneurship, some fellow students and I started developing Kids That Code, and here we are today, offering these services to a number of different kids in all different types of communities.
I know that when it came to the relevance of what you're doing, and when we talked offline, I said to you that there's a lot of kids with the gaming industry. I think didn't we agree that it was like a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? So to me, if I'm a kid right now looking at that, and I love playing games and maybe going into it, tell us about that as far as the opportunity, the potential for somebody who is interested in playing games in that regards, but also making a career out of it, so to speak, and learning what you do. And then from there, talk about how Kids That Code can help them with that, because obviously the platform, your virtual platform, has now accelerated because of that. So how do you see someone, how do you talk about how you could teach someone who is not an in-person, who's not in the United States, take this course and kind of describe that, how you're going to be able to do that?
Definitely. So two parts to that one. First of all, for gamers, these are exciting times. A few years back, there were no courses that specifically focused on game development. As a software developer or as a computer science major, I remember the major was computer science, and then you could go toward robotics, you could go toward artificial intelligence, you might dabble in game development, but now we have specific majors in game development. So what that has brought is a whole lot of opportunity where you learn how to become a game developer. You can develop the sounds, because what's a game without explosions and melodies, etc., right? And you can also not only do the sound, but the programming. Every single game needs programmers behind it and teams of programmers. Also, there's the game design. How does the game play? Is it 2-player, 4-player? How do you win? Do you have lives? All this sort of stuff, power-ups, etc. And then you have the game artist. So there's these different fields that have developed. The other very exciting thing for gamers is, I don't know if it's also happening around the world. We haven't been able to research that far. However, in the United States, we now have esports. So colleges and universities are actually recruiting gamers to play on their video game squad. It's kind of like in the old days when maybe you excelled in basketball or football. Here in the United States, football, baseball, basketball are really big. So everybody in high school wants to be an athlete, right? And sometimes you would get recruited to play for the collegiate team, whether it's USC, UCLA, Stanford, all of those different teams that we know and love. Well, these days you can actually be on the collegiate team, but not as a physical player playing on the basketball court. You actually play video games for your university against other universities. And guess what? If you're really that good, universities are offering scholarships, full rides to the university to play on their team. You know, the whole paradigm shift has happened here, where before parents might have said, you know, and we get this from parents today, you know, I don't really want my child on the computer all the time playing video games. And that's true. There's got to be a balance. They have to take care of homework, et cetera, et cetera. But now there are opportunities that weren't present before. So that's one section. People that love playing video games, our gamers, have opportunities to get scholarships to go to top schools and play on their team. The second part, where we really come in, is we start teaching the foundational knowledge for creating video games. So we have different platforms, from very simple, we can create 3D games, 2D games, to actually using professional game engines so that kids can learn how coding works, how you bring all these pieces together, and how you can start now very clearly defining your career path into gaming.
Alfonso, there's a comment from AK Sarmiento Soriano that you know, middle school and high school is where career aspirations begin to develop. Perhaps build on that interest at younger levels before university. I completely agree with that. I mean, with kids today, they're getting younger and younger in terms of being able to understand certain things, not like me, you know, old school, right? So I get that, and that's the reason why I think it's amazing that you've identified that niche, or that part of the market that you're going to be able to do. Again, it's not just for the United States. That's the reason why you know, you're describe the course. Like, for example, how long is it? What do they get when they do that? How much, or, you know, whatever you want to describe it, because there could be somebody watching right now and really just listening to this thing and go, wow, I didn't know I could make money or make a career out of it, not just playing video games. I mean, nothing wrong with that. These guys are making so much money. It's just that it's incredible that if you get to a certain part of your life, then, you know, you don't want to play the game so much, then you want to create it. Tell us about that. Like, what do they get once they decide to go take your course, and describe the course?
Okay, let me go ahead and do that. So, you know, in the name, right? Kids that code, just like the question that just came in from your viewer, we start at a very young age. From AK Sarmiento, then we start around third grade. We get some second graders, but usually third grade, fourth grade on up, they're pretty proficient with using the mouse, with using the keyboard. So we do start young. What we have found is that usually by the time you approach somebody or a child in high school, they've kind of, and this is a phenomenon that we've been seeing, they're kind of afraid of coding. For some reason, something happens around their junior year, between sophomore and junior year, they start to think coding is challenging and I don't know if I can do it. But a third grader, they have no fear. Fourth grader, fifth grader, no fear. They just want to get into it. They want to create. It's so funny because our third and fourth graders, they want to create Call of Duty on the very first day. And we tell them, hold on, guys, it's going to take a little while. And they're really excited. Isn't it funny? You know, they want to, but, and I kid them too. I tell them, okay, guys, you know, in the real world, sometimes you have to do overtime. So you're expecting to go home at 4:30. We're staying until maybe 6:30, just joking with them. And they start cheering. They want more.
Wow.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
That's a paradigm shift altogether, right? So again, let's just say I'm listening to it. What do they need to do to explore more about your services or the courses, Alfonso? What do you need? What do you suggest that they do?
Well, see, you had asked, what do our courses actually provide?
Mm-hmm.
We break down the information, and in the process, you're going to be creating a video game. You know, there's video games out there like Super Mario Brothers, Angry Birds video game. Our kids will recreate those video games on the different platforms that we use. So it's something that they already love to play and they're very familiar with. So they start to learn the pieces that make this thing happen. Within computer programming, you have to work with mathematical concepts and actually computer concepts too, like creating variables, right? You have these different control structures. All this sort of stuff might sound like very foreign. However, as we're showing the kids how to actually start putting these pieces together and we're giving them foundational knowledge, they start to learn how these pieces work together. So if somebody were to take our class, they would start with a basic level game development course where let's say that they're going to create the Angry Birds game. And so they start to learn what the GUI or the graphical user interface looks like and how certain sections where they lie and what they mean and how they would actually use code to create this interaction. And we start taking the kids step by step through each of these pieces. They start combining their code together like virtual Lego blocks, and then they execute the code to see an outcome. They get the idea of what's taking place, and we also give them the big picture, what it's going to look like on the end. So we take them step by step through the process of creating the video game, and we also embed the concepts along with it so that they're actually learning about programming when they create their video games. It's a great experience.
Um,
Ferdinand?
yes.
Yeah. So I have here a very interesting, this is coming from the Philippines, Alfonso, and we thank you again for being with our, in our show today. And Coach John Supan, is telling here that amazing opportunities for young kids. So this is coming from the Philippines, right? Exposing them to this platform increases their creative ideas. Now, here in the Philippines, as far as I know, like for instance, I have still, my youngest son is 12 and he's on his sixth grade, and I can see that not that they lost the enthusiasm of this face to face webinar on schooling. However, it seems that as a father, I see that he spends he spends more time and interest playing Fortnite and other video games, right? PS4,
Oh yeah.
Xbox and all, after school. So yeah, that's why I think John Supan here says that it will make them more creative, because for Ferdinand and Alfonso, the way I look at this is this will somehow, I mean, coming from the Philippines, right, revolutionize, because the way to really engage the students here is, of course, you have to get their interest and attention. And for me, more than the programming and all, it's what I call the gamification of education right now, which
Yes.
is I think what Kids That Code will play a major role in terms of revolutionizing the way children will be taught right now. For me, that's my take, Ferdinand. I mean, at least coming from Asia, or coming from the Philippines. So my next question before we take for a break, Ferdinand, is how long is the shortest course? Because if you are, because I have already an inquiry, if they will avail of this, right?
Mhm.
How will they avail of this, and how long is the shortest? At least, if you really want to penetrate the Philippine market and eventually dominate the Philippine market, I don't know if there's someone doing this right now. What's the shortest
Mhm.
course that a
Okay.
kid can take, right?
Yes. Well, on our platform now, because that's how, of course, the Philippines and the population of Philippines would be able to access our information. As of
Sure.
course, they can't do it in person, but um, through the online platform, the shortest course that they would be able to take, and let me go ahead and structure it this way:
Sure.
if they have access to this platform, within the platform we have a number of different programs they can participate in. So you have the recreation of video games, etc., like we mentioned, Super Mario and Angry Birds, etc. But we also have some things for the creative side, like creating something of a 3D character. Now, you did mention Fortnite. Let me ask you, are your kids also playing Minecraft?
Of course, no. That's his first love. My son's first love is Minecraft.
Oh yeah. So we also have a program where they create a 3D character, a 3D Minecraft character all their own. So there's these creative programs also, like John said earlier, this completely opens up their creativity to doing all kinds of a creative expression. So I would say the minimum program, let's just say that we're going to look at, let's pick the Angry Birds game, right? The Angry Birds game is structured in a way where they would actually watch and go through the lesson. The lessons are embedded with little assessments so that we can test them throughout the course. And for the first introductory type of class, then the child may be able to get through that class in about, let's say, 6 or 7 hours.
All right.
Now, that 6 or 7 hours really depends on how they want to approach it. A lot of children, the way that we have structured things here in the United States, when we're doing in person, we would normally meet with them like every Saturday for 4 to 6 weeks. When we do after school programs, it might be every Tuesday and Thursday for 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. But now that they're doing it on their own, it's self-paced.
To me, what you're offering, Alfonso, it's got a universal appeal. I'm excited for the potential of your services, because I think you've just began to really explore the market, right? So to me, more power to you in terms of that, and whatever Planet 63 can do to help promote the product in the Philippines. We're definitely going to be stay tuned to your development. And again, there's a lot of things you probably accelerated because of the pandemic, and we're just going to be right there with you and trying to help you and trying to do that for the Philippines, because I really believe that there's a lot of potential for the course with everything going on, especially in the way people are consuming content to be able to do it virtual, right, Jonathan?
Correct. Yeah. Anyways, Alfonso will be with us, even after our next guest, right? And if we can talk to Alfonso still, so at least we can, Ferdinand, we can move, him forward, at least here in the Philippine market, or like Filipinos around the globe as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
all right,
gentlemen.
So thank you so much, Alfonso Naya. There you go. Don't
go anywhere. I mean, obviously, we want everybody to remember where they can get a hold of you. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Obviously, we're gonna bring you back later. A latter part of the end part of the show. So we're gonna move on to our next guest, Alfonso. Thank you so much, and we'll be seeing you soon.
All right, definitely, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alfonso. So again, Ferdinand, let's pause for a break, and then after that, we'll move forward. This time, from a Philippine exporter, and this is going to be exciting again. So we'll pause our break. Again, this is Professor Jonathan, together with me, Ferdinand Soriano of Planet 63, products from the Philippines, products for
the Filipinos.
All right. So Ferdinand, we're back. How are you, my dear friend?
I'm definitely excited for our next guest after watching the video. I mean, the quality of that video from our next guest is amazing. So hats off to them. I mean, it represents, it shows the beauty of the Philippines in many ways in terms of the creation, the natural resources. So I'm excited
Correct.
to have this next guest. So do I get to introduce him, or can we get started already?
Sure, introduce her, and then I'm gonna show, of course, her credentials, right?
No, I'm going to show her credentials, but before you introduce her, I want to introduce, our one of our partners who are part of the show.
All right.
And let me go ahead and introduce her. Let me talk about the company a little bit. This company was formed because two loving friends who wanted to help the general public discover numerous and excellent Filipino-owned businesses and entrepreneurs, professionals, and creatives in the U.S. market. They created and continue to grow their company. The company brand is called My Jeepney Stop. It is now the fastest growing Philippine online directory in the US with close to 3,000 active listings, and has since expanded its service to include event management and targeted marketing services. They're a usual staple to the show because what they do is give feedback on the product.
Correct.
We're just bringing them in to provide ideas and possibly where it would do well in the U.S. market. So let me go ahead and introduce to all of you Christina Espiritu, co-founder of My Jeepney Stop. Hi,
There you
Christina.
go.
Well,
Good morning.
hello, gentlemen. Hi. Hi, Ferdinand. Hi, Professor Jonathan. Good
Yeah.
morning.
Hey, I'm glad that you were able to make it. Just tell, briefly, just talk about My Jeepney Stop real quick so everybody can get familiar with what you do.
Sure. So, My Jeepney Stop, as you said, started with just an online directory for Filipino businesses and entrepreneurs. But since then, we've started offering target marketing services, product awareness, and also event consulting services.
Wonderful. I'm hoping that you can provide our next guest with some ideas and places where their product's going to do well. Okay, so let me go ahead and introduce Jonathan and Christina, our next guest. The company is a multi-award winning company. Manila Fame awardee. They won 2018 Most Promising Retailer, 2019 People's Choice Award, 2019 Best Product Design. What they are is they are a visionary brand transforming indigenous materials from the province of Samar into contemporary fashion and lifestyle creation. And to introduce the product and sort of, do a demo or talk a little bit more about the product. Obviously, we're happy to have Yen Pumida Nacario. She has a degree in political science from Ateneo de Manila, worked at the House of Representatives, won the Cosmopon's Best Intern in 2010. Spent half of that in an amazing, position in terms of, her career in politics, I guess. So I'm just glad to have you here, Yen. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. Hi,
Hi,
Yen.
Yan.
Hi.
So,
Thank you so
let's.
much for inviting me.
Oh no,
And
it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. So go ahead and talk a little bit about yourself briefly, and then let's get right into the company. And then in terms of the products, I know that you have a little bit of a surprise for us, right? And then at this point, I'll let Christina take over this episode. I mean, this segment of it.
oh, sure. So I'm the brand manager for Lara. It's a brand and marketing strategy transforming the indigenous materials of Samar, which is where I'm from, into contemporary fashion creations. So actually, the brand was built by it's the brainchild of our Congresswoman Shari Antan from the Second District of Samar, and just to give you a short history, there's a town in Samar called Basay, and they're known for banig weaving. When you say, I'm sure most of you know what banig is. It's actually originally it was a sleeping mat made from woven tikog, which is a type of reed grass that's grown in the Philippines. It's actually it's dry. It's a uh, dry, made from dried grass, tikog grass. So Basay has been doing banig weaving since the 1500s. The earliest record that we know is Basay was founded as a parish in 1550 something, and as far as back then, there were already records of the banig in existence. So um, when banig weaving became the lifeblood of the town. So it fueled the economy. And then when you fast forward to 2013, when Typhoon Yolanda came and hit us, Basay was the most devastated town in the province. So what Congresswoman Shari Antan did, she was the governor back then. She actually built Lara in order to help the banig industry and to make it global. That's why we created Lara, and that's when I came on board. I was one of the consultants, and we also partnered with some design consultants from Manila who are pillars in the fashion industry, which is why we were able to penetrate the local artisanal what do you call this? The artisanal bazaars like Artifino and major trade shows like Manila Fame. And we thank our my mother, Mother Louise, for helping us to penetrate those markets. So essentially, actually, Lara is like a marketing brand for the entire Samar Banig industry. We're like the face of Samar Banig. So there's actually a lot of local products, a lot of local brands, Banig brands that we are carrying with Lara. So basically, that's a brief history of Lara.
Okay. Well, Yan. So first of all, I
Oh,
looked
and
at.
by the way, we are live also in Samar. If
Okay. Well, Yen. First of all, I absolutely love the bags. I looked at it and I immediately saw two designs that I would have bought if it was here in the U.S. already. So, but my question is how do you work with the local weavers, and then how do you do the designs? Like, is there what sort of collaboration do you have with them, and how are they involved in the process?
For Lara, we actually have a group. We are supporting the Basay Association for Native Industry Growth. It's a 2,000 member organization, mostly women, from the tikog farmers to the dyer, because the leaves are actually dried and then they're dyed before being woven. And then they're the weavers and then the embroiderers and also the sewers. So it's a multifaceted association, and we're all uh, supporting them through Lara. And then we also have local brands, because there are already established brands in Basay. There are local brands that we're also supporting. Actually, last this year, we were supposed to launch the Banig Revolution in Manila. We were supposed to bring in about 10 brands, 10 local brands from the province, and showcase all their Banig products in Shangri-La EDSA. But unfortunately, the pandemic came, and we had to postpone and move it maybe next year, hopefully. If it's safe for everyone, we'll definitely be doing that sometime next year.
Yeah. Well, I think that one thing I like about the story is the cooperation you have with local women and local weavers, right? And so really providing that sort of sustainability and and in business to a community that may not have it before. So one of the things I looked at your website is that you already were in the US. So you actually went to Las Vegas and did a show there?
Yes, last year we were invited to Project Women. It's part of the Magic Trade Show in Las Vegas. We were part of the Philippine delegation. We were called the Magic Eight because there were eight brands from the Philippines. We were sponsored by Saitem, BTI Saitem. And from there, we were actually able to introduce the banig bags to the US, and I actually left some products inside Diego for future purposes. Maybe I
Well,
thought someday someone would want to see the products.
well, I have to
Yes.
tell you, I'm pretty close to San Diego, so I
Oh,
will volunteer to to check out the products. But with that said, so I saw that you have a few different product lines. So are there any differences in the market that you have with the different product lines? Is one more upper echelon than the other ones? Like what? Like, can you comment a little bit about that?
yeah. Actually, what we did was, since there are existing brands already in the province, we didn't want to compete with them. So with
Mm,
Lara, uh, we targeted a higher class A and B market for Lara. So just so we don't compete with the local products. And then there's we have this collection. The first few collections have been for class A and B, and then
mhm,
we also the recent line that we released, which is our heritage collection. This one is actually cheaper compared to the previous collections, but
mhm,
you will see that we focus this time on the craftsmanship of the bags. So I actually have I have some here with me, as you can see there. We made sure that the focus this time would be on the craftsmanship of each bag. So and then there's also, we just launched it, our Lara Home line, and it's available on Artefino, one of the big artisan trade shows in the country. That actually gave us Artefino was the one that really introduced us to the fashion industry when they took us in. And then so we partnered with them this time with our Lara Home collection, and it everything is available on shopartefino.com. And we
okay.
also have we're also selling the bags online at larasamar.com. We're also on Instagram, Lara Samar, and we're also on Facebook uh, as well.
Yeah. And so given that, so it seems like, you are everywhere in the Philippines right now. So what are your plans in the future? Any plans to expand or any other countries where your bags are featured right now?
The main goal is to really make Samar Banig a global commodity. So right now, after our experience in the US, we had a little setback in terms of the the issue about shipping. Well, actually, all of the brands here in the Philippines, that's one of our problems. But there's a group now, and Lara is one of the founding members. It's called FAMPH. It's a group
Mm-hmm.
of mostly artisanal designers and brands, and it's a movement. And one of our main goals is to make shipping from the Philippines to anywhere in the world a lot cheaper, to help all of the brands locally. And then our goal is really to get the products out there. So just recently we partnered with this group in Geneva, Switzerland, and we were able to form Lara Swiss. So actually we now have bags in Geneva that are available. uh, I think the company is called Vivera. But we were able to form the Lara Swiss group, uh, and hopefully it will stick around for a long time.
Yeah. Well, it seems like, well, you have absolutely beautiful designs. So I think we have some people joining us. So are they directly in Samar right now? So we have Luisa Spiritu. So you could be my long lost cousin. So we have to make sure we connect after this. And we have it says Lara Samar, but what's your name, girl?
This is Alexis,
Hi
and she
Alexis,
is
how
in
are you?
Samar. Yeah, you're on mute, darling.
So welcome, Luis. Yeah, welcome, Alexis. So
Hi.
yeah, hi. So are you showing us some
These
designs you
bags
have
na.
right now?
Actually, they're all
Yes.
well. Alexis is
These
straight
are
from
the
Samar,
bags
live from Samar.
Heritage Collection.
Alexis will show us the
So
bags from our heritage collection.
this one here is the Louis Vuitton. It costs 2,600. This one.
So, so can you tell us about what it's made of and then who the designers were?
It's made of tiko and Kalinga textile. All of our heritage collection is made of tikog and Kalinga textile.
Well, they're absolutely
So
beautiful. So can you show us some more bags you have back there?
Christina, I
yeah,
wanted to explain about the Heritage Collection. The reason why
Mm-hmm.
it's called the Heritage Collection because each product is actually a fusion of centuries of traditional weaving. The Kalinga textiles is weaving from the north, and the Banig weaving is from the caves of Basay. So it hasn't been done before. So this is actually a pioneering effort of combining two traditional weaving techniques into one product. So basically,
Well,
there
it
are.
seems like
Go ahead. Sorry.
go- no. Go ahead, Louise. Sorry, go ahead.
So even the patterns
okay. So this
on the
one is
textile
called Natividad
are
one.
there.
This is what happens. We're all in different parts of the world, right? So so let's have so Alexis is showing something that's a really cute bag. So tell us a little bit more about that, either Luis or Yen.
Go Yan.
Yeah, Alex, can you show us the bag, please? Let that one you're holding, the green one. Uh so
The what? Sorry,
the bag. Show us the
the
bag.
green one.
Yeah, the green one. So this is the Natividad bag. And as Luis was explaining earlier, it's a fusion of two traditional weaving uh the banig and the Kalina textile. And this one is, as you can see, it's a very handy bag that you can use for work and for pleasure, which is most of the our bags are styled that way, so to make it versatile. And you also see that it's spacious. And for Lara, we made sure that the materials are all uh, the materials are all eco-friendly.
To
And how
add
much
to
will-
go.
and how much would a bag like this cost? Can you give us a what's the price range?
uh, it's somewhere around $50 to $60.
And how about the other one? So let's say so this is from the Heritage Collection. How about the prices of the other bags that you have? Is that normally what the price range is?
The Heritage Collection is priced a little differently from our previous collections, because in the past, our bags, the price range would be $100 to $150. But for
Mhm.
this collection, so we wanted to make it simple, keep it simple, and just really show the fine craftsmanship of the bags. So this one we were able to price a bit lower to make it more affordable, and just get it out there to more people.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to show you some comments from the people on the chat. So one of them said they love the magic show and they really love the weaving. The weaving is intriguing. So I can tell you that a lot of the people here love the designs of the bags as much as I do. So question we have here is I want to look up this grass, which is quite curious, and I think he's asking what is the name again of the grass, and I'm assuming it
It,
was the green bag.
it's called tikog. Tikog
Peacock.
grass. Yeah, it's a type of
Peacock grass.
leaf grass. Yep.
And is that grass something that's only available in that region, or is it native to that area?
It only grows in some parts of the Philippines. So we actually have a plantation in Samar to sustain the banig industry. But in the past, uh, we also sourced in Leyte, and
Mm-hmm.
there's also tikog in actually Bicol. There's also tikog in Bicol.
Okay. Well, comment from Sal. I said Mabuhay Philippine products, and absolutely agree with you, Sal. So,
Jonathan, maybe there's a way where we
Yeah.
can still show the video again and see if that floats, and we can talk about it while we ask maybe further question. Lewis,
Yes.
because she doesn't have her name, so I don't I forget what her name was in Lara. What's her name again?
It's Alex.
Alex.
Alexis.
Alex, thank you.
Alexis.
I appreciate
Oh,
that.
Alex.
I love the bags myself. I wish we could show a lot more of it. I mean, so far, I just want to go ahead and acknowledge the people that are watching. Ian Villamor, AK Sarmiento Soriano, and then Sal Jamoan. They were making some comments, and I've spoken to them before. They kind of love the products, and the thing that I'm fascinated with is because I when I was marketing it, I called it tropical sophistication. At least that's my opinion. I don't know if it matches what you guys are doing, but when I saw the video, the bag, I mean, it's the finest of the Philippines and what you could represent, in terms of the product. Sometimes it's not necessarily to say Philippines. Good product is good product, right? So to me, I love the aspect of the fact that it can possibly transcend a lot of different, it could be a universal product, which I'm very proud of to be able to present in the show. So, Jonathan, did you have anything to add on to what we were basically talking, especially the products, my friend?
Yeah, actually, I was just listening, and a good thing about Lara is, of course, there's already a global recognition. But the thing here right now is how can, like Planet 63, such as this platform, can really help propagate, of course, Filipino, products across the globe. Now, the good point here from Sal, a good friend from Las Vegas, is I think, yeah, Sal, maybe you can bring this along or tag this along for your Grab driving or something, right? Maybe you could like to design your Grab car with this stick of grass. Yeah, I mean, we can be more, just for us to create that kind of awareness, no, that there's such a thing as this product, and yeah, with the help of Jeepney Stuff for sure, we can really create that awareness, that there's a product like this one, right?
Right away in my
Yeah,
Yeah.
right away in my mind, right away, Las Vegas, LA, a lot of those places. I mean, there's a lot of influencers in the LA community that actually would probably enjoy that. This morning, I was talking to an individual. His name is John. I won't say the last name, but he really is dedicated to promoting Philippine unique products also. And he said it just really resonated with him because of the uniqueness and really shows the culture without being, I don't know if I can say to culture, but what he's trying to say is it just has a universal appeal that
correct.
it just really needs that. And I'm glad at least you have some samples in San Diego that if we start marketing it here, they can get a taste of that. So my last question was, in the video, are some of those bags in the video, the one that we were showing, is it here already? Yen and Luis?
In the US, you mean? I
Are the
actually
bags here the ones that are in the video?
video. Uh, I think a couple. Yeah, there. A couple of the bags are there
Okay, good.
in San Diego.
Christina, you know what to do with it, right?
I know what to do with it. I'm gonna put it on my shoulder and wear it all day long.
And go around, right, Christina, and just roam around using the bag and
Yeah,
let them just notice it,
exactly.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
You
So
know,
I
and
think
the thing is, it's not hard to get it noticed. They're beautiful, and the designs are really different. So
oh,
I mean, I don't have to do. It's not a hard job for me to promote it.
Thank you. I just wanted to add that it's a nice observation for you to say that they we are actually the vision of Lara design wise is to really create products that are contemporary. We are trying to veer out from the standard typical pasalubong
correct.
souvenir. We are no longer the Philippines is no
Mm-hmm.
longer in that level of in terms of design. We have actually, I mean, most of the products now in the Philippines are globally competent and are thriving in international trade shows. And this is the direction of Lara that hopefully later on, to add to what Yen is saying, is Lara
Correct.
becomes an international brand and will be a flag carrier.
Sure. For
Jonathan,
sure.
Jonathan,
For
could
sure.
you
Yeah,
Yes.
read the last two comments? Read the last two comments, which I thought was
yeah,
funny.
All right. We have
me
here
too.
from
Yeah,
Ian
go ahead.
Villamor. I have an idea. I grew up with Banigs, but one thing I know that is it's not made by them is wall art. Like macrame pieces sell for hundreds of dollars. I mean, to add to the lines. I know hipsters will eat that up. And AK Soriano and AK Sarmiento Soriano says, I'd wear it too. Ayan. And Sal Humawan from Las Vegas, Jonathan, dapat do TikTok while holding the bag. I think it's gonna be Christina or
Oh,
Louise
I
or
like that
Alexis or
idea.
Yin.
Yeah.
You guys might want to check out
Well,
what's
how
behind.
about let's make Jonathan viral?
Yeah,
Yen, what were you saying, Yen? Go ahead, Yen.
Yeah, no, you might want to check out what's behind Alexis. That's actually a wall piece we did. That's actually Banig behind her.
yeah.
That one.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
the
So
thing
Okay.
about
that's one.
yeah, the thing about Banig is a lot of people think that it's painted, but that's actually embroidered.
Correct. Correct. Handmade. Hands
Wow.
on.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
Handmade. Yeah.
the traditional term for calling it is suk-suk.
Suk suk.
Like it, yeah, you make it
Ah.
like you're making, yeah, that's exactly. It's called suk-suk, the
Suk
traditional
suk.
way of embroidery.
Correct. Yeah, that's why it
Well,
entails,
Okay.
a nice vision, like
And is this the
vision.
one?
somebody, AK Sarmientos hipsters would also eat up every day. Yeah, yes, those are cool. So, see, you got people who have different ideas. Sometimes you just need a different perspective. That's one thing about the U.S. market, guys, is that you could take one, and because there's so many cultures and so many thought processes in the U.S. that you tend to marry the two, and you create something really unique. You just have to be open to the way it's going to be sold. So, anyway. Jonathan, with that being said, you know, we might as well go ahead and bring back Alfonso Naya, but at the same time, again, guys, tell us where they can get the products, just in case everybody experienced a little glitch with the video. I wish that didn't happen, but the reality is it does. So, but now tell us again where they can see the products in a video or more pictures of it. Yen.
We have a website. It's www.larasamar.com. We're also on Instagram, Lara Samar, and we're also on Facebook, Lara Samar. Uh, you can order through those accounts, and we ship worldwide. So anywhere in the Bilina.
Oh yeah,
Really
definitely.
nice. What
Yes.
do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think Alfonso can say to that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I do love the bright colors and different patterns. When I was doing the graduate studies, just like you, Jonathan, I actually did a trip over to India, and
Wow.
we were looking at some of the local weavers in the villages, and this reminds me very much of that, but with its own style from Philippines.